two words, options and opportunities. That's really where I see the difference in today's game when it comes to women's basketball.
Welcome back to another episode of the Centennial Conference Corner. My name is Amber Thomas, and today I am joined by Dr. Carla Coleman, the head basketball coach for Bryn Mawr College. How are you doing today, Carla?
Hey, Amber, I'm doing well. No complaints. So
It's great to
it's
have
game
you.
day. It's game day. So there's nothing more important than game day.
Absolutely. So, Carla, you led Penn State to two Big Ten championships, an Atlantic 10 title, a #1 national ranking. Your nickname back in the day was the Flying Lion. So,
Oh
I have to
dear.
know, yes, what was your journey like through basketball? And is that what ultimately led you to coaching?
Oh my God. I didn't even know you knew that. Oh, I chuckle. I chuckle with
I dig
that.
deep.
I see that you dig pretty deep. So a little bit about my journey. I'm from Western Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh area. So I started playing basketball at a very young age. And I that led me to, being an in-stater in Penn State and basketball. And my idol was Susie McConnell-Serio, from the Pittsburgh area, which kind of also wanted to be like her. She was like, be like Mike, kind of, back in the day. And so that's kind of what brought me into Penn State. I was a big Pitt fan, Pitt football, Pitt basketball. So I wasn't a big Penn Stater in terms of football. But because of her and the notoriety and wanting to be like her, that kind of started to get my way into Penn State. And that's kind of what led me to become a Nittany Lion. The nickname was started by the fans as well as the media, because I was notorious for my speed. So the blue band and the fans and the media, will get up and down the court so fast. And all of a sudden, they just kind of called me the Flying Lion. And it kind of just stuck for those 4 years. So that's what my vanity plate is, this Flying Lion. So it's just one of those things where even when I still go up there, just to hear them say the Flying Lion, it does make me smile, because it is one of those things that I'm pretty much known for at Penn State.
When you look at your journey from Penn State to now as a head coach, how have you seen the game of women's basketball change and grow?
Um, I think the biggest thing, I do get asked that question a lot, regardless of what level, understanding, you got three different levels. Of course, Division 1, which is the highest level in which I play, but even at this level, Division 3 that I coach now, is that the biggest thing that when people ask me that question, and it's two words, options and opportunities. That's really where I see the difference in today's game when it comes to women's basketball. I mean, I remember, I came through the late 80s, whereas you had one game on TV. That was the championship game on CBS. That's what you watched. And, there was two AAU programs in the state of Pennsylvania. You had where I played as far as the Western for the Bruins, Western Pennsylvania Bruins, and then you had the Philadelphia Bells. So anything from Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, came on our side as the Bruins, and anything on State College side went directly to the Philadelphia Bells. So just from that time in the late 80s to, I'd say, the early to mid 90s, you basically had really two programs and maybe some smaller programs, but these were your programs was going out to the nationals, the big stage. And then you begin to see the shift. You begin to see the shift as far as games being picked up on CBS during the regular season. We had a number of games on CBS through my time at Penn State. against Iowa, Ohio State, so you start bringing that in, and then all of a sudden you start seeing ESPN2 deals, and all of a sudden you start to see AAU programs starting to branch out, and you come from really technically two from when I came into play to over 500 plus within the state of Pennsylvania. So when you think of the options that has grown since, when I played to now, where these players now have, social media, they have the television, YouTube, you just have so many options and so many opportunities, so many different levels to continue to play the sport that you love. And I think it's great. I think it's great for women's basketball that these players have an opportunity to continue to play regardless of what level that they're able to play.
So moving a little bit off the court now, you are a board member of Racism Has No Home Here, a nationally recognized movement aimed at combating racism in communities across the country. On Bryn Mawr's campus, you serve as the athletics diversity and inclusion designee. What powers your inclusion work, and what kind of motivated you to get started?
All those things that I'm a part of. I was a part of a lot of the initiatives in the school district that I worked at for 21 years, the Lower Merion School District, in terms of building programs addressing these areas of need for all students, especially marginalized groups. It's a passion of mine that's been here forever. It's one of the reasons why, I got into counseling. I know, especially coming out of undergrad, and I was going to graduate school, and my counselor was saying, Carla, you gotta choose. Either we're going to stay at the college level, or we're going to go down to the secondary level. And I was torn, because I love being on the college campus. I love my experience at Penn State, not only as an athlete, but also as a student. And my final decision came really based upon what was going on with John Thompson and that Prop 48. And that time where, how are we looking at especially our students of color, of not getting the opportunity based upon the academic side of it. And it was that experience with John Thompson, and my high school coach, was a big John Thompson fan anyway. I mean, he was a guru of defense. And that was the staple of really my play at the high school level and the collegiate level. But it was that moment where I said, this is where I need to be. I need to be at the high school level to propel these kids to get to the next level. And it didn't matter whether it was a college, it was more or less post-secondary options. Because the only way to create generational wealth for us is your education, regardless of what that looks like. So that was really my decision, and why I decided not to stay in higher ed and to continue counseling, but more or less just shift my focus and work with our kids, our youth, to really give them those options and opportunities, and really to pay it forward, for me, in terms of what was given to me and the mentors that I had that allowed me to pursue my dreams. So that's what propels me every day, to pay it forward, to make sure that our kids, see that brown face in a room. They said that anything's possible. If I could do it, you can do it.
Is so important, especially now, as we're right in the middle of Black History Month, as we continue to highlight and spotlight Black contribution and voices. Why would you say Black History Month is so important, and what does it mean to you?
Oh, it means everything to me. Not only, for me to honor those who have passed, but to honor those who are here. And not just when we think about the matriarchs of really who, we now stand on their shoulders that help to propel us, but also those individuals that work tirelessly every day to be able to uplift our young people, and I think when I think of Black History Month, and it's not just 28 days, for me, it's something that is, it's a lived experience that I've always been proud of, to always be able to share that experience, especially, I'm an educator by trade. I spent 24 years. You just don't go away now. Coaching and counseling are tethered together for me. It's been that way for 24 years. So for me, the Black History Month is really, honor and tradition. And so honor those who have passed, honor those who have fought for us to be at the table. But for them, there would be no me in the space that I currently am sitting in. So there is that honor. And then there's that tradition, the tradition to be able to continue to work tirelessly to uh, be that advocate, to be that person, that individual, to always talk about there's always possibilities. We just got to continue to grind it out. And we really have to be able, what I always call, and I think the organizations that you talked about, I'm more of a foot soldier, boots on the ground type person. And I think that's where I want to leave my legacy. It's all about boots on the ground. You got to be a foot soldier. So that's where I'm hoping to continue my growth and to continue the work that I do, even though I'm no longer on that side of the journey, but to see how I can now leave my footprint, on this side, based upon the knowledge and experiences that I've had for 20 plus years in the fight that I endured, and the push, our kids and those allies to be better, and how to fight the correct way to be able to make change and help leave their legacy as well.
Before I let you go, we have to do Amber's top 5, which are 5 questions that I just have to know. The first one being, what quote do you live by? I know coaches always have the good quotes.
Probably my biggest quote as a coach is the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. I've lived by that for years. And
I need that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, because it's something that you can think about, that anything that you want, you're going to have to work for it. And it's been a long-standing quote of mine, really since college, and we had to read a book together as a team, Pat Riley's Winter Within. And that was one of the quotes that I highlighted. I was 20 years old. So actually 30 years ago. And still have the book that our head coach made us read together as a team. And that's been the standing quote that I have lived by for 30 years. And it is the anchor in everything that I do.
We're talking about books. If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
My life, my journey. That's pretty
Blind
much.
Lion, or
I think that it would have to go back to that quote. I was raised by, a single mother, teenage mother at the age of 17. And that comes with a lot of challenges. And to see how hard she worked to be able to get me, through those challenges of what it means to be a teenage mom, and to get me through high school, to get me through college, through those experiences, to get me through, now, being a doctor, even though I still use it occasionally, with these kids, but just to see that journey of everything in the middle, everything from the beginning to the middle, there's no end because we're still here, but just to be able to use that as a vessel for kids or people who are struggling, and say, just because, you're in this situation, you can create your own story, and it's a never ending story. So I would probably say that would be life, my journey, that if I can touch somebody else that may be experiencing that, because everyone looks at the final product or what you are now, but they don't know the journey that you had to go to get to where you are now. So that's probably the book that I would want to write.
Hey, if you write the book, I would definitely buy a copy. So are you an early bird or are you a night owl?
Early bird.
Early bird gets the worm.
Early bird. I get up early. I used to get up early, get all my chores done by like 11 o'clock a.m. And I've been grocery shopping, laundry's done, everything's good to go. And I got the rest of my early afternoon for the rest of my day is mine. I was like that in college too. I take an 8 o'clock class. So I'm always up early. It's just I don't know how to sleep in. But I'll take a mid-afternoon nap now because I get up early. But I'd rather just get up early and get everything done and keep it moving.
You said it was game day. So what is your favorite post-game meal?
Pizza.
Ooh, that's always a solid choice.
Pizza. It's
Always
always been post-game. Yeah, pizza.
So last one, favorite Centennial memory so far?
My first game as a college coach in the
Good
conference.
feeling.
Yeah, November 20th against McDaniel.
Oh, you remember down to the date.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Carla, I enjoyed speaking with you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I so appreciated the time. And, like I said, it's very sweet of you, to ask me for this interview. So thank you for giving your time. Thank you for asking me. And I really appreciate it, Amber.
Everyone, you can catch a new episode of the Centennial Conference Corner on our website, centennial.org, or on our social medias at Centennial Conf. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.